risk comes always unannounced and from the sources you don't expect, right? So risk is something you can't avoid, you can prepare for. Now let me give you one little differentiated perspective on risk, that historically if you see all of us are worried about deep correction risk, right? I don't think anybody worried about कि कल Nifty 22,000 हो गया 23,000 हो गया तो क्या होगा. People are worried कि can Nifty go down to 15,000, 16,000. Are there structural problems? Is it similar to 2008? That's a big risk everybody wants to understand. So let me say, historically, big risks have come to India only because of 5 sources. There is no sixth. And what is the situation of those, each of them today? Number one source has always been current account deficit. We import more, export less. Whenever our current account deficit goes out of hand, our country starts sneezing. 1991 happened, same thing. 2012, we became part of fragile 5. Our currency depreciated 20%, economy went for toss. Our current account deficit has gone to 4.5%. Right? Today, because of manufacturing and all those things, our current account deficit has come to less than 1%. And in next 5-7 years, we are going towards become current account surplus country. Meaning we don't need to rely on, for our consumption on export, foreign capital. So that current account weakness, fragility has been repaired or is being repaired. That's not a big risk. Second is fiscal deficit. Whenever our fiscal deficit goes out of hand, government borrows, inflation goes out of hand, inflation goes up, interest rate goes up, and many situations happened in the past, right? Today, we all know that our fiscal deficit is one of the best managed in the world. And this time around in the budget, finance minister reiterated that we will continue to, and with the tax buoyancy and everything else, we know that, no earlier, ये होता था कि divestment का target कम है तो market ऊपर नीचे हो जाता because fiscal deficit will go up, right? How much borrowing will go. Today, no more the case. Nobody even think about it, right? Number 3, our banking system. Whenever our banking system went for toss, whether again 2001, 2008, 2013, 14, NPS went out of the hand, we had always a big implication on the economy. Today, our banking system is best in the world, well capitalized, well provided, and ready to grow, digitized. I can tell you with a lot of sincerity, there is no banking system in the world which is like this. So that risk is again not there. Fourth, inflation. Whenever inflation went out of the hand, again, our economy, corporate profits again will have a challenge, right? Today, inflationary, we are managing best in the world. Just think about it. What if we did not import Russian oil? Our economy would have gone for toss. We do not realize, there's a saying that we don't realize the value of accidents avoided. We know when it has happened. So inflation is one of the best managed in the world. And fifth, our debt to GDP, corporate debt to GDP. Our debt to GDP at 75% is the lowest in the world, or one of the lowest in the world. And we are the only country whose debt to GDP post-global financial crisis has come down. Our corporate debt to GDP is lowest. Our corporates are not levered. In fact, one more thing, that today, earlier when market would fall, it will get accelerated by what? Margin funding selling. Even that does not happen because of, thanks to SEBI, they have made the margin at 50% and only approved stock. And total margin funding is hardly anything. So because of that also market does not fall. That's the reason, if you see, these are the 5 structural problems which always led to deep market falls, corrections are structurally repaired. And once we have this perspective, and that's the reason you don't see deep falls in the market. Market falls and then goes away. I am not saying that correction won't come. If tomorrow 6 Sigma event happens, like pandemic happens, nobody can, things can happen, right? My point is that structural weaknesses are not there. Tactical weaknesses will come. And this government has, in my opinion, done a great job and is doing a great job in terms of repairing structural weakness. So if we keep this perspective of the risk in mind, I think it will